there's an overwhelming support of a fat powerlifter story that you guys haven't shared before. Some bloated meathead story that you haven't shared.
I'll give a quick one. Anybody can throw one out there. I'm going to give my favorite one is when I was in a bathroom stall. And
Did you tap your foot underneath? Like that?
There was no one there. It would have made the story better though. So being as heavy as I was, I had a tremendous difficulty with flexibility. So wherever I was,
there was no ability.
No, so cleanup time.
Nobility.
Cleanup time. I always had to stand up and twist my arm behind my back against whatever I could. And I'm leaning against the stall door on the side, and I'm trying as hard as I can, and the stall door collapsed. And fell into the other stall, and I'm leaning on the door, in the position that I was, no longer clad, and my hand wedged behind my back. And the story would have been so much better had someone been in the stall next. There was no one in the stall.
This is pretty good, just as
there was no one in the stall.
Can you imagine if you're sitting there taking a dump? Like, what would you think was happening? Because the last thing is, I think a guy's trying to wedge his hand up his ass.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he fell on me.
Yeah.
330 pounds of him, the door. Yep, just wheezing and sweating.
You give me a wipe, then give me a hand.
And we all carried our wipes. Everybody had their bag of wipes. Now my wipes ended up on the ground. It was very funny. So yeah, I wish someone was in the other stall that could have helped me up, but yeah, no one was around.
Sharing my humiliation.
Yes. Why were you gone for the last hour? Well, I got a story for you.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, we got to get going. I'll talk about it in the car.
Hey.
All right, so Rose, you got one?
Yeah, there's a couple, as we all know, but there was one night I had just gotten my CPAP, and
we're so proud of you.
This is starting so good.
Yeah, and I had eaten way too much, trying to gain weight.
Now I got a CPAP. I don't have to worry about my
it's yeah.
to get healthy.
So I
Cured.
ate whatever I ate, and I came upstairs, and I was so full, I leaned over to brush my teeth,
Boy.
and I threw up.
Yeah.
So I got into bed, and I'm like, I heard Vincent's voice in my head, like, you coward, you puked up those cows. I went back downstairs, I ate, I just didn't brush my teeth this time. And I got in bed, right? So if that wasn't bad enough, I'm grabbing my mask, I put the mask on, and I couldn't reach the CPAP like this.
Yeah.
So I rolled over, and my whole arm went numb. I thought I was having a heart attack. And so I had hit the button. The air was smashing into my face. Remember it didn't have the regulation.
Yeah.
It was like 25, and I'm like starting to hyperventilate. I'm starting to get lightheaded. My arm's numb, and I'm like, I'm not calling 911. If this is a heart attack, this is how I'm going to go. Like, that's what went through my head.
Right.
I've already got oxygen. I'm fine.
And it kind of cleared up. What I did, I woke up in the morning. What I did is I had gotten stingers in college. When I rolled, I gave myself a stinger. I was so heavy
that
my arm went numb.
I hit yourself.
I didn't realize it at the time, but the arm went numb just like I had gotten a stinger. And I'm like, I can't call 911. This is how I'm going out?
Yeah, this is the coolest part. It was a stroke. You're like, all right, this is the way it is.
Yeah, this is the way it is, yeah. And
we've all had a lot of those moments.
So I had two of those nights. It was two. I puked all over my bathroom, didn't brush my teeth, ate again, and then gave myself a
seriously
fucking
could
stinger.
have had a stroke or a heart attack. It's just like, it's a stinger.
You have to save.
Just a stinger.
You have to save some questions if we ever do this again on what things have you ignored.
Oh my God!
I got a bunch of doctor stories, but I went to, I can't remember why. I was in Kentucky. I didn't have health insurance or anything, and so I can't remember what happened. But I had to go to the doctor, and I walked to, I don't know why I went to this one place. I went with some of my buddies to help me out, and or they just along for the ride, whatever. And the doctor was like, "Dude, you're gonna fucking die." I'm like, I feel all right. He's like, "Dude, you don't understand. You are horrible right now." And I called Dave up. I'm like, "Dave, I actually had a cell phone, and I talked to him. And he's like, you're good, brother. Don't worry about it. You're solid. That's your normal.
It's your new normal, right?
You're fine, brother. Come on. We were doing new normal long before.
Oh, yeah, way long
before
ago.
the line is Corona Bros.
The line is doctors don't like lifting.
That's right.
That's what we
What do they know?
Yeah.
My waist needs to be this big.
They hate lifters. They don't know what lifting is. Yep. All right, Dave.
All right,
What have we ignored? board, right?
Yeah, tons. I mean, that's a whole nother
That's
podcast.
that's for
That's a
another
3-hour
Oh,
podcast.
I used to, y'all, you know, when you eat too much, you start to feel the heartbeat in your stomach, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the default
food baby
position,
growing.
yeah, the default position's a quadruped. So I'm on my bed, you know, on 4. So you're just trying to let your stomach touch the bed. Just like, oh my God, just get it to stop. And it was just boom, boom, boom. It wouldn't stop. So I had this brilliant idea that maybe if I get in the bathtub, like the water will like to help stop this.
Some buoyancy.
Right?
A natural birth.
Yeah. So I get in the bathtub. And then,
Fat ladies do this all the
yeah,
time.
I have been in a bathtub for years. So I get in this thing. Then after a while,
never
I'm
got
like,
out.
I couldn't get the fuck out. So I'm like, because it's now slippery and shit.
You need
right?
those grippy flowers that
Yeah.
old women
Well, I
have.
didn't have the grippy flowers, so I'm
hospital
stuck.
triangle.
Yeah. So I had to drain the fucking water out of this thing, and
Let
then
it
that's
dry.
the one. Just let it dry.
Yeah.
This was probably back an hour, and because I couldn't grab. I knew if I grabbed the towel to wipe up the water,
Done.
if I did it too soon, I wouldn't be able to get the leverage
Yes.
from
Right.
the bathtub to be able to get out. So I had to wait until it evaporated enough to get the towel, to slip it underneath me so I could use the towel to be able to,
yeah, to grip.
to be able to get out. It was probably an hour and a half. I'm stuck in this fucking bathtub. And in my stomach, I mean, obviously it felt better because now 2 hours went by.
I shit everywhere, but whatever.
Yeah, that was kind of like normal.
Pure-
A normal
pure-
Sunday night.
Yeah, like the normal that we accepted.
Nobody out there even has a clue. Get this. That's the one thing like you don't see in the sport anymore. Those
One of the
guys
coolest things I had
really
a doctor do.
trying to get big.
I had a serious issue, and I went to the emergency room. The doctor like put me in like whatever, and gave me all the medicine I need. And he's like, "Dude, let me ask you." First, he goes, "Where do you get your drugs?" I'm just curious. And I'm like, we got them from Mexico. He's like, "All right." He's like, "Do you have health insurance?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Go now, just fucking go." And I didn't have to pay a fucking dime.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very cool.
But it was very funny. I'm like, "Do you really want to know?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm not like, I don't fucking care. That's why I'm curious. How do you guys get this shit? And then dude, he did me such a solid. I wish I would have remembered who he was. But what a good dude.
Testosterone.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, Bravo. Remember that shit?
We need another.
Nothing's worse than like, "Hey, I got some tests for you." It's like, it's fucking Bravo. Really?
We need to do another story one day on like stuff that our
Dude,
wives,
Tokyo. Woo.
our wives,
Good times, brother.
our
Remember that
wives,
shit?
our wives or our girlfriends have had to ignore, or the embarrassing situations they've caught us in. Not-
A social liability.
Yeah,
Yeah. Those will be for like off the record, right?
yeah.
That is the pay, that's
What
the
we can do is we can just have the camera, but we'll just mask our voice like they do
Yeah.
in the thing, but it'd still be us.
They'll put emojis.
Yeah, no, don't even do that.
Put emojis over
Yeah,
us
you can tell everyone.
put the-
Keep our tattoos out.
and put that behind the paywall.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
But the porn logo, just change the name on it.
and they got to pay to stay on that one.
All right, guys, I want to thank you for coming out and
you,
thank
Dave.
everybody
Thanks,
for
Dave.
listening.
Thank you for everyone
and
watching and listening. Thank you.
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.